What is up, YouTube? It's been a while since we last talked. I know, I'm sorry. I know you missed me. It's probably not true. I understand that. It's okay. Another bag update. It's been a while, like I said, and this summer has kind of been the summer of disc golf resurgence for me. I found a newfound love for it, and playing a lot with friends and teaching new players how to play. I think that's part of the reason it's been so much fun for me, and so the reason why I've experienced so much love for it again is because I'm teaching it to new people, and seeing their excitement has gotten me right back in it. So my bag has changed a lot since the last time I posted on here. I'm not gonna lie, I don't throw nearly as many as high speed drivers as I used to. I'm not gonna say I'm getting old, but I did get married this summer, so that's got something to do with it, I'm sure. But these are all my high-speed drivers that I have in my bag. That's all of them, right there. Everything else is mid-ranges, fairway drivers. These are probably going to look very familiar. Discraft Force, that's probably my go-to if I'm going to throw something high-speed. That's the one. Star Wraith, I'm not sure if this has been in one of my bag updates before. Needed a little bit more stability, like the Speed 11 mold. Like I said, trying to disc down a little bit, but I needed that stability, so I went with this. Still have this Echo Star Destroyer that has a spider on it. It tells you how much I throw this disc, not very often. It's my wind fighting disc. If I'm throwing into a hurricane, I guess would be the only time. And if it's two hurricanes, I throw the Predator. I never throw the Predator. I don't even throw forehands anymore with the Predator. I used to all the time, and I just don't. Can't tell you why. I guess I finally taken this whole disking down thing everybody talks about a little more seriously. This is like my go-to driver right now if I'm throwing something that's not a fairway, which, like I said, is not very often. It's a Pro Starfire. Pretty junky. I've just went away from this whole, if you might have noticed if you follow any of my older back updates, I went away from this whole discraft and only discraft thing. Innova is Satan. I don't believe that. And I never really did. I just wanted to support Michigan companies, and I was a little bit hard-headed in that. Bottom line is all companies make good products. That's just the truth. They wouldn't be successful companies if they didn't make good products. And I'm done taking away good products that fit in my bag, especially with this new way that I'm throwing. Like I said, I'm disking down, throwing way, way, way more fairway drivers, and I'm seeing a lot of success in that. So this is my fairway lineup. First of all, I just bought this new PD Freak. Pretty nice driver. I had this old Star T-Bird that you've probably seen if you followed my bag updates. It's a little bit faster than the T-Bird, maybe a little bit straighter, but this has become like a workhorse disc for me, and it's a little bit slower, speed 7 I believe for T-Birds. So these two are a pretty nice pair. It's got a little bit more stability to it, but it still flies really straight. Doesn't have a whole lot of turn in it because, like I said, it's pretty brand new. This has a lot more turn in it, still fades predictably, a little bit smaller. Then I'm throwing two Discraft Zombies, the first run Z and the Ace Race version. This one is a 171 gram, this is 175. This has a lot of turn in it. This has a little bit less turn in it, but I'm very comfortable with these discs. They have a lot of glide, they're wider diameter, thinner rim. They're probably like a speed, maybe even 6. They're a little bit smaller rim than even the T-Bird. But like I said, they're comfortable, and they go far for me. They go really far. Just as far for me as any of the high-speed drivers that I've ever thrown. So I like those. And I just picked up this DX Firebird. I went with the DX Plastic because it's cheap. I'm only going to really ever use it if it's a pretty significant headwind, and I don't want to mess with the high-speed stuff. Plus the other positive thing is as the DX Plastic beats up a little bit, it'll be a nice, just kind of all-around anything I need driver. I'm looking forward to that because just the mold has so much stability in it that regardless of how much it beats up, it's probably still going to have a pretty reliable fade until the point where it becomes a piece of crap and I never throw it again. So, you know, DX Plastic, it's still good. It's still cheap. Just because, you know, you have other stuff in your bag doesn't mean DX Plastic needs to go by the wayside. It's good stuff. I like it still. So, Latitude 64 River, old news, been there, done that. I've started to throw this a little bit more because, like I said, I've toned down my throw even. I'm not trying to rip discs like I was when I was trying to whip those speed 13, speed 12 drivers. So this is a really nice turnover driver for me. Hyzer flip, control, tunnel shots. Like I've learned this disc, which is great. Like before, it was just I would throw it because it went straight, but now as it's beaten up, it's getting a little bit older. It turns more. It was frustrating me for a while, but I've learned how to throw this disc, and it's paid off, obviously. Vibram Ascent. This is my go-to driver. This is the one I pull out more than any other driver right now. It's grippy. It's fast for a fairway driver. It's got reliable fade, but not crazy overstable. Not a lot of turn. The X-Link material is great in the summer and in the winter. And it's like I said, it's fast. It's very thin. It's very fast. It doesn't have a whole lot of glide to it, but it's a great disc. I love it. One of my favorites. And then this DX Viper. Had this for a while. It's beat up a little bit, but it's still got a lot of stability in it. It's probably one of the farthest flying fairway mids or fairway drivers that I have, just because obviously it's got the stability to penetrate forward and at the end of the flight, but the early part of the flight it just wants to go, wants to stay in the air, which is awesome. And that's thanks to the DX plastic, which as it beats up, gets a little more turny, gets a little more glidey. DX plastic. It's cheap. It's good stuff. When you get married, you start worrying about budget and stuff. So, word to you youngins out there, the DX plastic, it's still good. It's still good. Now we're going to go on to the mid-range. My mid-range has changed as much as the rest of my bag has changed. We'll do this. We'll go in order of stability, I think. Yeah. This is my turnover and control mid Discraft Meteor. No better turnover mid control mid on the market. It's got speed kind of similar to a Buzz, controllability, workability. It's very flat on top. It doesn't have that dome, so it's not really going to glide too far. I ran into a lot of trouble with like the Comet that I used to have, that I use as kind of my understable mid. It just glided too far, which I know is like stupid, because glide is a good thing in most situations, but I had trouble just getting it to sit down. So I went to this Meteor, and I love it. It's a great disc. This is one of the team run Nebulas from the Ace Race in 2008. I like this disc a lot. I don't know if I'm really necessarily going in order of stability as far as numbers go, but I use this for Anheuser shots. So that's why it's with this one. It's Anheuser, but it carries far, and it rides out that Anheuser. Not a lot of stall at the end, just kind of flattens out, sits down. But it's also, it's a disc that it's out of production, but it's one of those discs that's so unique because the harder you throw it, the straighter it goes, and the less fade it has. It's super workable. I know a guy around here who's like a TD for tons tournaments, and he has like 6 of these, and it's all he throws in his mid-range lineup because he loves them. And then I have moved from Buzzes because they're too fast and too unpredictable for me to rocks. And I now have a 180 gram KC Pro rock, my old beat up 180 gram DX rock, and then the new Rock 3. And this is great for me, honestly. The KC Pro is controllable, goes straight, point and shoot, reliable fade. The DX is a little bit more beat up, a little more in, has a little bit more turn. It's a reliable fade, but it's good for turnover shots that I want to ride out the turn a lot longer than either one of these two. If I just want to put it up and just let it go really high, especially like with the wind, and let it carry. It's got such a big underside, such a big diameter, so much dome for air to catch. I got a couple holes in my local courses that are big, short dog legs to the right, so they go short for maybe 150 feet and then 300 feet this way, and that's what I throw. Rock 3, if you haven't thrown one of these are new, Champion plastic, super durable, Paul Macbeth 2012 World Champion signature disc. This is probably one of the coolest overstable mid-ranges that I've ever thrown. It's just like, it's very similar to My tangent, my MVP tangent that I used to have, or vector, not tangent, vector, that's what I'm talking about. Where you would throw it and it would go straight, wouldn't turn at all, and just like the fade would start and it would move in an angle like that, as opposed to just like an L shape. It was actually more of a curve. This does the same thing, and the consistency of the mold, the way it feels in my hand with these other two rocks, it's sweet. I like it. Prodigy M3. This is a little bit more slower flying than the Rock 3. It's a little bit more workable, controllable. This is more. This goes really far for me, and this is more. This flies distance-wise and feel-wise more similarly to the Rocks. This is a flat top, and these are domey, and this is domey. No bead though, but super stable. Like I said, slow flying, workable, great disc, great plastic, beautiful, love it. Discraft Zone. This I need to get a new one of these actually, because this used to be way stable. I used to have it dialed in where I could just throw it up and it would come down, pinpoint accuracy on approaches. Especially playing in the fall and in the spring in Michigan, there's a lot of wind. It's a great approach putter. But I need to get a new one. This one's beaten up a little bit. Still use this a lot for forehands to get out of trouble. Putters, still Organic Wizard. This has gotten a lot of compliments from a couple of the new guys that I play with. Just the feel of how awesome it feels. And this is a super soft Wizard that's got a bad stamp on it. I got from a friend as a backup, a little more stable, a little more neutral. That's my bag, folks. It's new, it's crazy, it's fairway drivers. Listen to people when they tell you to disc down. It took me like 3 years to do that. I just bought like a couple weeks ago, well, a couple months ago now, one of those new Discraft cranks, a couple new Prodigy drivers. Haven't touched them. Haven't touched them. Not worth it. I get way more play and way more fun out of the fairways because I can actually throw them. So, yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this bag update. See ya. See ya.